Hello and welcome to WJTS-Inform. I'm your host, Bill Potter. We are honored to have in the studio with us Charlotte Olson. Now, you may remember Charlotte as the 2012 Miss Strassenfest. Well, she's also the 2014 Miss Northwest Territory.
Yes.
Charlotte, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're on your way to the Miss Indiana contest,
Yes,
which
I
means
am.
you're on the way to the Miss America contest.
Yes, I am.
All right, well, first of all, let's talk about Miss Northwest Territory. Northwest Territory, in my mind, is out west, but that's not the case.
Right. Miss Northwest Territory is actually the bottom 10 or 11 counties of Indiana. So I actually represent the tri-state area and all of those that are surrounded in the bottom 10.
Okay, and in June, you're headed to Miss Indiana.
Yes.
I bet that's exciting.
It's very, very exciting. I can't wait.
Now, you have to go through, I guess, sanctioned of being on the Miss Northwest. You have to win a territory to go to Miss Indiana, correct?
Right. There's 34 preliminary competitions in the state of Indiana, so I will compete against all of those women in June, and they're all over the state. So you can compete anywhere. You can compete with your school, because there's a lot of universities that have university titles, and so it just depends on where you're at in the state. But in June, I'll meet everybody, so that's exciting.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank
and we're going to
you.
have you back when you win Miss Indiana as you head to Miss America.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
And so now, I guess, then the next step would be Miss America contest if you win Miss Indiana.
Yes, it would.
That's exciting. But you, as part of this, have picked a subject to make people aware of.
Right.
And let's talk about that.
Okay, I have chose eating disorder awareness, and what that means is that throughout my year of reign, and even after that, and if I win Miss Indiana, I would still continue to have this platform. And I just go around to anybody that really has a will to listen and anyone that wants to hear my story, and I just talk about eating disorders, the impact it has on men and women, my own personal story and how I am an eating disorder survivor. And I just share that story so that I can create this community that is aware, and that way we can kind of put a stop to the stigma or shatter the silence behind everything that's going on in the eating disorder community.
Would you care to share your story?
Absolutely. My story is in high school, I developed an eating disorder. It was a time for me where it was hectic and crazy, and as most high schoolers know, sophomore year is kind of the year that you have to start prepping for SAT, and you have to start, doing all of these different events to help get ready for college. And for me, it was just a way to control all those stresses. It was a way for me to kind of channel out me versus them in a sense. And so I developed one because I was very active and I ran track, and I also had a stigma in my head that I had to be this size 0, really skinny to, to advance farther in life, which is absolutely not true.
Yes.
And, but I had that idea in my head, and so it became like an addiction, is like what I like to tell people is it became a full-blown mental addiction. I was more consumed with my weight and my external appearance than I was with school, or I was with sports, or even family. And those are all very important things to me. So It was kind of weird that I did that switch. But I luckily had a very strong support system, friends and family, great support system. We got me some help once I admitted that I had a problem, which was hard, but I'm stronger now because of it. And I got the help that I needed, and now it's always been a topic very, very close to me, and I don't want somebody else to go through that alone.
And there's several kinds of eating disorders, and you cover all those topics.
Yes, I do more a general approach. Because like you said, there's several. There's, anorexia, bulimia, binge eating, overeating, exercise. There's tons of different facets of the eating disorder community. So I just do a general broad topic.
And actually, you're looking for places to go and talk.
I am,
a 4-H
actually.
club, a Kiwanis club,
Yes.
whoever will listen, right?
Right, anybody that will listen. My goal is 10 organizations by June, by the time I compete for Miss Indiana. And with that, I can talk about anybody. It's about a 45-minute presentation. It can be extended to 60 or 90 minutes. It's really however long that your organization has time for. And I want to be able to fit your needs, since you will be hosting me. And so, but during that time, there's an interactive activity with the students participating, or with the people participating. And then I have like a PowerPoint and a slideshow, and then I share my story, and then there's questions.
Okay, and how can they contact you if somebody would like for you to come and talk to them?
You can contact me through my cell phone number, and if I don't call you back right away, it's because I am very involved in school and stuff like that, but I promise I will get back to you. And I also have a Facebook page, and that's another way to contact me, is through the Facebook page.
Okay, let's talk about that Facebook page.
Okay.
It's Sigmund's Love, Empowering Strength and Inner Beauty.
Yes.
Now, I'm not a big Facebook guy, but how you just, if you have a Facebook account, you just, or I guess even if you don't have a Facebook account,
Right.
you just go to this, you go to Facebook and search this?
Yes, you don't have to have a Facebook account. If you do have a Facebook account, you just go into the search bar, you type in this name, and then it'll bring it up. There's a picture of me and my grandfather, who it is named after.
Sigmund's Love.
Yes,
Okay.
and then I just post, weekly updates, things that I'm doing around the community. Once I start going into schools and organizations, you'll have your own set of pictures that you can look at from the event and stuff like that. So it's really just a way to start getting people connected and people to understand what I'm trying to do.
Now, let's talk about you a little bit. You go to the University of Alabama?
I do.
Tell us about, you're a senior. What are you studying?
I am studying dance and communications.
Dance and communications.
Yes.
Okay, so you can work here at the TV station
I
doing a
can.
dance show.
I could do a small dance show.
Okay. Why did you pick that?
I don't really know why I picked communications, but I picked dance because I've been dancing since I was 3, and so it was always something that I'm very, very passionate about. And so I kind of saw it as college was the time to kind of go for it, and so I decided to go for it. And Alabama has one of the best dance departments in the country, and so I just, like I said, I went for it, and I, applied and got in, and it was wonderful. And then while I was there, we have to develop a minor before we can graduate. And so I was taking a few communications classes. They came relatively easy to me, and I enjoyed them and thought the topics were interesting, so I chose it as a minor.
Perfect. And you're a senior, so you'll be graduating this May?
In May, yes, in 5 weeks.
All right. And then you'll be spending May till June probably feverishly getting ready for Miss Indiana.
Yes, absolutely.
Will they ask you questions at Miss Indiana, or do you have to do talent? How does that contest work?
There's 5 phases of competition. There's the 10-minute private interview, which is really your only time with the judges. That's one-on-one anyway. And then the rest of the competition is an onstage portion. And so those 4 are the onstage question, the evening gown, lifestyle and fitness, and talent. And they combine onstage question and evening gown together. And so. Okay,
and they're going to ask you a question.
Yes.
Scary question, or is it a question about your platform?
It can be anything.
Oh, it could be, ooh, okay.
Yeah, so that includes political, religious, and personal bio.
Okay. Well, again, we want to encourage people to get in contact with you,
right,
to
absolutely.
have you make your presentation to them.
Yes, absolutely.
What if you exceed 10? Do you get extra points?
No, I get an extra gold star. Just kidding.
Okay, when you go on stage, you say, and Miss Northwest Territory has 5 gold stars.
Yes. No, it just gives me more awareness and more connections, and it's a chance for me to just share my story more, which is wonderful. If I hope to exceed 10.
What drove you to do Miss Indiana? I mean, because you were Miss Strassenfest, okay, 2012. You get to come back and have a great time at the Strassenfest, and you're known for that. Why keep going? What drives you?
What drives me is really just self-motivation. I actually really like the person that I have developed through pageantry. It's allowed me to have a lot more self-confidence, and it allows me to talk to people and make connections. But it also, ironically, makes me feel very beautiful. It makes me feel great when I'm on stage, and I get to talk about things that I hold personal to my heart, and share things about myself with an audience is really thrilling, actually. But Miss Strassenfest is where I got my start. I competed in a few other local pageants around here, like the Shamrock pageant and 4-H. I competed in those, but Strassenfest was my first title, and so I credit the Strassenfest as my jumping off point. So.
Well, good luck to you in the future.
You.
And good luck in June. We hope that you are Miss Indiana.
Oh, me too.
Our guest has been Charlotte Olson. If you'd like her to come and speak to your group, contact her by going on Facebook and searching Sigmund's Love, Empowering Strength and Inner Beauty. Probably could just search Sigmund's Love, and I bet that would come
Oh, yes,
up.
definitely.
Okay. Charlotte Olson, the 2014 Miss Northwest Territory, headed to Miss Indiana in June of this year.
Yes.
Charlotte, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming in or watching us here on 18 WJTS. We are local people watching local people.